Fishing.
How you doing?
Go.
Hi, I'm Russell. Welcome to the first installment of Samual Fishing.
How you doing? I'm Sam. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. Tonight we're going to go in for a little trout, a little spot we have. I'll be using a Yozuri diving plug, silver on the bottom, 2 treble hooks, so we catch me if they don't swallow it.
I'll be fishing with the smaller Rapala diving plug, shad pattern, silver with a pink nose. Been pretty effective this summer.
Yeah, so why don't we head out there and look for a decent spot.
Welcome back to City Limits Fishing. We're here in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina on this night, and we're going to tell you a little bit about the spot we're about to fish.
Well, when fishing at night, there's 3 things you want to look for.
Number 1, the first big thing about the spot is current. As you can see, this pipe right here runs underneath the road from this little lake, and the current's spitting out into this creek, bringing bait to the feeding fish.
Number 2, at night, you want light. Fish can't see in the dark, so light attracts fish.
Number 3, the most important thing is structure, structure, structure. Right over here, on the left side of this creek, we have a nice little shell bank that holds fish. Over here, we've got some dead oyster shells on the right, and right underneath this pipe, there's some nice submerged rocks that the fish can hold behind and just swim in the current until they wait, pop up, and get some bait that's coming out through this pipe.
So remember those 3 things, and put our lines in the water.
We'll give it a go, see what happens. It kind of stinks tonight.
It does smell a little funny, doesn't it?
Smells a little funny.
Yeah, we gotta make good fishing choices. Why don't you come see what Sam's doing right here? It's a little technique. It's called trolling from the shore.
Yeah, basically the technique here is if you have a very small diving plug, you can't cast as far. But when you swing it back and forth through the current, it's almost like trolling it. It imitates a wounded bait fish. And a lot of times you'll get strikes from the trout right up next to the pipe. But Russell's fishing a larger diving plug farther back, hoping to catch a little spot tail that's sitting back in the slack part of the current.
We'll edit out this tangle later. Okay, what we're doing when we cast out there is we're working it back. We're kind of jerking it so the diving plug will dive deep and float still and dive deep again, imitating a wounded bait fish. You really don't want to leave it still for very long. Let the fish get a good look at it, or else you're going to see those treble hooks hanging off of it. That's not a good thing.
The guys are currently throwing many a lure out at these fish, and they just don't seem to be biting right now, but their technique is superb and their methods are superb, but the fish just are not responding right now. Hopefully it'll be better in just a minute. The moonlight. Fish are attracted by the moonlight. Another reason why this spot is so good. Look at that crescent. Go.
Well, right here a little early, we just really want to show you the spot. The light hadn't been shining in the water for too long. Didn't get any strikes, so we're going to come back in about an hour and try it again. Another key to City Limits fishing. A lot of places that get fished really heavily, but don't get discouraged and try and fish times where a lot of other people don't fish, such as, 10, 11, 1 o'clock at night.
1 o'clock. Yeah, we'll be back.
What do you think, Sam?
We'll be back.
We'll be back. We'll be back. Right now we're going to talk about some of the tools that you need for City Limits fishing. Here we have a bait casting rod for vertical fishing and spinning rod for casting, and a well-stocked button nested tackle box for anything you might need.
Next on the list, probably the best thing you can get for bait is a small cast net, preferably 3 to 4 foot. Nothing too big, because if you're carrying it around on your bike or walking, you don't want something long that's going to get tangled up. Also, a big, just good painter's bucket, perfect for carrying your gear box and your cast net. Also, for storing minnows in when you catch them for bait when you're going to do some live bait fishing.
There you go.
See.
We're going to give you a quick overview of all the things that you're going to need for City Limit fishing. It's not much, so don't get discouraged. It's not like having a boat. You don't need to spend very much money. Cut! First thing you're going to need is a bait casting rod for vertical fishing off a pier or a dock. The benefits of a bait casting rod is that it holds a lot more line. You can put a lot heavier test on there, and it's a lot easier to fight or play with fish. You don't have to mess around with it very much. Second thing you're gonna need, cut! First, we have a bait casting rod that's used mostly for vertical fishing off a pier or a dock. Benefits of the bait casting rod is you can put a lot heavier line on there, and it's a lot easier to play a fish and move it around. Use this mostly when live bait fishing for things like sheephead, spot tail, trout, or flounder.
Exactly. Next, you got your classic spinning reel, easy to cast, easy to fish, great for techniques such as we were doing tonight with the diving plug, trolling for a trout or a spot tail. Probably easier to cast, easier for a beginner to use, and a very versatile rod and reel for any kind of fish that you want to catch.
You're also going to need a tackle box. Something as simple as this plastic box right here will do. You want to make sure it's good and unorganized. You don't want to waste time getting thing ready. You want things like lead weights, some floats, hooks, some jig heads in case you want to throw a grub out there, maybe some split shot. You know, just your basic tackle.
Very simple. Okay, next what you're going to definitely want to use is something simple like this little cast net. If you're walking around the city or riding your bike, you really want just like a 3 to 4 foot net. It's not going to get tangled on anything. It's not big. It's easy to cast to get some bait if you're going live bait fishing. And the final great little instrument we use is just like an old painter's bucket. You can put bait in, you can carry your tackle in, and it's really a lot more versatile than like a minnow bucket or a minnow trap that you got to keep in the water at all times. You can just keep this right by you and take it wherever you want to go to do your city limits fishing.
It is a little harder to keep bait alive in, but every now and again put a little fresh water, splash around there, give it some oxygen, and you're good to go.
Exactly.
Anything else?
No, that's a good start right there with that tackle.
How about a bike?
Bike could be crucial, definitely. The best spot would be one you could walk to, but a bike also helps.
Yeah.
Cut.
Cut! Pissing me off. You filming right now?
No.
It's going on YouTube.
Beautiful night. Great weather. What do you think? 77 degrees out here right now?
Pretty perfect right now.
Yeah, couldn't ask for much more. It's always a good day if you can get you can get a line in the water. It's even better day if you can catch something though.
You're casting well though.
I am casting well today.
That t-shirt looks hot too.
And my t-shirt looks hot. I'll be wearing it tomorrow to make it look like, it was all one day of fishing.
You should wear the same
Edit
thing.
that part out.
You should wear the same thing every time.
Sam, how you feeling over there?
Like a uniform.
Frustrated, but confident.
Frustrated but confident.
Colonial Lake, sometimes, I collect a lot of bait fish. We can come out sometimes.
Let's party!
Thrust! Parry! Personal weapon. Once you maneuver behind your attacker, it's a choke stick. Just like this.
Oh my God.
Just like this.